Major depressive disorder, which is also called clinical depression or just depression, is the most widespread mood disorder in the world. It's when you have symptoms of low mood or hopelessness for at least 2 weeks. Scientists still don't know what causes it, but they know that treating it is complex and that people who have it need more ways to feel better faster. For about half centuries, scientists have put a lot of effort into improving medications that target a small set of neurotransmitters. Those are chemicals in the brain, serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine in particular, that affect how your nerve cells talk to each other, which then affects your mood. Most people respond to standard antidepressants, but at least 30% of people who try two different kinds of these drugs continue to have symptoms of depression. That's called treatment-resistant depression. So, over the past 2 decades, scientists have changed how they think about treatments for major depression disorder as their understanding of the brain biology behind depression has changed. Major depression disorder is a common but serious mood disorder in which people experience depressive symptoms that impair their social, occupational, educational, or other important functioning, such as depressive mood or loss of interest or pleasure in daily activities, constantly for at least 2 week period. It is estimated that in 2020, more than 21 million adults in the US experienced at least one major depressive episode, with nearly 14 million people diagnosed with major depressive disorder. There were approximately 119 million cases of major depressive disorder worldwide in 2020. Postpartum depression is one of the most common medical complications during and after pregnancy. Postpartum depression can have serious negative impact on women, including significant functional impairment, depressed mood, and or loss of interest in her newborn, and associated symptoms of depression such as loss of appetite, difficulty in sleeping, motor challenges, lack of concentration, loss of energy, and poor self-esteem. Postpartum depression is estimated to affect approximately 1 in 8 women who have given birth in US, or approximately 500,000 women annually. In 2019, the FDA approved Brexanolone is the first drug specifically for postpartum depression, which is a type of major depression. Experts aren't exactly sure how it works, but it is a human-made version of steroids your body makes naturally. It affects your GABA receptors, which helps regulate mood. Brexanolone isn't as easy to take as hot. Brexanolone isn't as easy to take as other antidepressants. You get it through a vein in your arm at a health care facility over the course of 60 hours, but it can work quickly. Your depression symptoms might start to lift by the end of your treatment. Escamate is Esketamine is a prescription nasal spray. The low-dose psych- psychedelic drugs boost the activity of glutamate in parts of your brain related to mood. Glutamate's, glutamate's job is to excite cells in the brain and nervous system. Esketamine can trigger new connections in your brain too. You may start to see improvements in your depression within hours or days using it. Esketamine offers life-saving hope for people with suicidal thoughts and relief for people with treatment-resistant depression. But use alone, symptoms relief may only last a couple of weeks. That's why experts agree you should take rapid onset drugs alongside traditional treatments. Zurolone is a once daily 14-day investigational drug in development for the treatment of major depression disorder and postpartum depression. Zuranolone is an oral neuroactive steroid GABA-A receptors positive allosteric modulator. The GABA system is the major inhibitory signaling pathway of the brain and the central nervous system that contributes to regulating brain function. Zuranolone is being evaluated in the landscape and next clinical development programs. The two development programs include multiple studies examining use of Zuranolone in several thousand people with a variety of dosing, clinical endpoints, and treatment programs. The landscape program includes 5 studies of Zuranolone in people with major depressive disorder. 不对，错不。The next program includes 2 placebo-controlled studies of Zuranolone in women with postpartum depression. Additionally, Shinogi completed a phase 2 study of Zuranolone in Japan in people with major depressive disorder. Depression is a public health issue with significant unmet medical need. Cambridge, Mass. February 6, 2023. Biogen and Inc. and Sage Therapies Inc. announced the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has accepted the filing of a new drug application for Zuranolone in the treatment of major depressive disorder and postpartum depression. Zuranolone is an investigational drug being evaluated as a 14-day rapid-acting once-daily oral treatment in adults with no, with major depressive disorder and postpartum depression. The application has been granted priority review and the FDA has assigned a Prescription Drug Use Fee Act action date of August 5, 2023. The Zuranolone NDA includes data from the Landscape and Next clinical development programs as well as a phase 2 study of Zuranolone completed by Shinogi in Japan in adults with major depressive disorder. The landscape program includes 5 studies of zuranolone in adults with major depressive disorder. The next program includes 2 studies of zuranolone in adult women with postpartum depression. Zuranolone, a neuroactive steroid, has no mechanism of action as a positive allosteric modulator of GABA receptors. In people with depression, it is thought to work by rapidly rebalancing dysregulated neural networks to help reset brain function. The zuranolone targets brain network responsible for functions such as mood, also behavior, and cognition. Medications aren't the only treatment for depression. Electroconvulsive therapy and transcranial magnetic stimulation has been around for years. But the most important is to having regular exercise, a good social life, and healthy routine. Thank you, everyone.